All right, good afternoon, folks. It's today we're going to be playing Children of Morta. We're going to be playing this for 2 hours, and I've never actually played this before, so this is totally new. It looks pretty good, and it was on the Xbox Game Pass, so free game is always nice. We're going to be playing on, I guess it's a roguelike for experienced roguelike players. I've never played this before, so I'm going to put it on normal. It's probably not a roguelike. Oh.
Margaret awoke, startled, a cold sweat clinging to her.
I won't have to do voice acting today.
She gathered her thoughts. Aged wood creaked, echoing through the quiet rooms. Near the house stood a shrine to Rhea Dana, goddess and daughter of the land, of Rhea and a being of comfort. Margaret sought answers. But the goddess did not speak. There was only the faint whisper of something dark, something hungry.
That's me, actually. I didn't eat.
The old seer's bones felt the weight of their age as she climbed. The only thought on her mind, has it begun again?
I don't know how I feel about the art style.
John's mission would be a simple one. He was to investigate Rhea's greatest shrine.
Like, especially
His
the
mother
characters,
presented
I don't
him
know.
with a fresh divinity shard. From his brother came a newly sharpened sword. His wife gave him a kiss, and his daughter's hugs were full of reason to return home safe.
Similar to Hyper Drifter? I think so. And again, I didn't really play that either. Okay. Wondering what was going on there. Like the herbs to make the potions. No, that's the wrong game. Okay, so don't attack the plants.
Rhea, a land long forgotten, a place of unimaginable beauty.
Maybe because everything is washed out. I'm gonna guess that's a checkpoint. So LB is block, X is attack. Do I have a roll? Yes. Okay.
It first appeared as sludge given life, slithering creatures, small and vile.
Oh, it's the creatures from out of this world. Don't let them stab your knee. Okay, we're fine. Just cleaving through slimes. I don't think there's an experience bar? Like next to, no, it's right under there, the yellow bar. Yeah, okay. Oh. Well, so far so easy. Evade. The evade bar. Oh, okay. This looks like a video game, that's right. From time to time, we do tend to play video games on the channel. Not selecting hard and calling it easy. I guess so.
A wall, impeding further progress. A battle was certain.
He has the special ability to block.
Banished by light itself, the corruption abated, leaving the shard cold in hand, dark, in need of life.
I wonder if they were trying to pull like a Bastion, you know? With the narrator. Or a Darkest Dungeon.
The shard grew warm, humming softly from the harnessed energy.
Okay, so kind of like roguelites, where you collect items and
Before him was now one more dangerous than those that came before.
ping. Oh, we got a skill point. Press. Okay. Okay, tutorial. I got you. Why? You have a crystal? You do not?
Goblins, a familiar threat, albeit farther out than usual.
Secondary attack. Oh, jeez, that's very strong. Okay, so my shield bar is the little blue bar down below.
Magnificent, but dangerous. A land of love found and of love lost.
Okay.
Before him was sacred ground, left untouched in days gone by.
There's a wall here. Oh.
Remaining calm and collected, The shock of his heart-skipping beats was concealed in expert fashion. Before him stood Linda, his eldest daughter, with bow and quiver at the ready, determined to do her part.
Okay. Is she gonna join us, or? Oh, she is. Okay. Reminds me a bit of Wizard of Legacy
Before
or Legend.
the Guardians were not beasts feeding, but monsters consuming, destroying others. They corrupted and distorted, creating even more hungry husks.
Oh no. Yeah, either Wizard of Legend or, and it's gonna depend if we're, like, you gotta do one part with the father, one part with the daughter, you know? That would be Wizard
Both
of Legacy,
father and
though,
daughter
on the
gathered
NES.
their thoughts, their hearts heavier than
Or
before.
Legacy of the Wizard.
How would they explain what they had witnessed?
Legacy of the Wizard.
The ancient tree had been cut down. Together, father and daughter described the horror, the creatures dripping with decay that slithered into bodies stuck between life and death to bolster their ranks. Grandma Margaret confirmed what they all feared. It was the corruption, a cruel entity spoken of only with hushed voices, an ocean of darkness that flowed from the top of Mount Morta. And the Bergsons' duty was to stand against this devouring deluge of death. Kevin was also eager to do his part in the family's fight, especially when his older brother Mark was off somewhere. He was as much a guardian of their mountain home as any of them. She stood. If they were to reach the summit and destroy this evil, as the Bergsons of old had done in the past, they would need the assistance of the sanctuary.
Ooh. So this is probably going to be the crystal that keeps everyone alive.
Given to the Bergsons by Rhea herself, the sanctuary was a gateway to the mysterious lands around the mountain. Margaret pointed to the huge crystal at the center of the den, revealing their next task: to activate it and open the way to the source of the corruption. And once Rhea's 3 spirits are gathered on the grounds, the only gate to the top of Mount Morta will open in this chamber. By himself, or with the assistance of those who loved him, John needed to gather the 3 spirits from their lands. Without them, he would not be able to stem the flow of the corruption.
Okay.
Halls of Anaidia must be here, for she needs to be found.
Oh, we can play as either Linda or John. Let's try Linda. And it seems you can play 2 players. No second player today.
A celestial shard chipped directly from the ancient crystal in the sanctuary. It would be the Bergsons' lifeline, a tether to pull them back home before death's fateful whisper. Filling the winding tunnels of the silk-covered caves, the acrid taste of poison lingered in the air. Spiders.
Spiders.
Linda told herself it was only target practice. As she readied her bow, they must find the spirit deep within the caves.
Using her bow, Linda takes out her enemies from a distance. You can use the R to aim and shoot at the same time. Okay, so different concept from her father. Oh. I don't know about analog aiming here. Oh, okay. So I just hold. I thought I had to pull back. Played with mouse and keyboard. How was it with mouse and keyboard? Now that looks like spikes. Oh, I don't have a crystal. Having no abilities though, no. Enemies take damage from the spike. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, one enemy is fine, but like multiple ones are gonna be an issue. No gemstone. This is locked. Oh no, I thought this was a wall. It was not a wall. Alright, we have gained a skill point. We can have Harmonize, decrease the stamina usage. That's pretty good. Explosive Crescendo. Yeah. Kinda want that. How's the game? Very roguelite. Okay, let's try out our new skill. Oof. How you doing, Block? Skillies. Alright, let's try it out. Well, the archer seems pretty good. Oh, what? Survive teaching again. Yeah, I can see, I can see the issues. I'm an idiot that also tutors on weekends. Hey, you know, better to do that. Is you know, tutoring is one of the best things, to be honest, because you're one-on-one with the student. Or 2 or 3, you know. So don't bash tutoring. You're doing some good work there, Block. So a next art stream will be an art. Well, yeah, sure. The next one. Gave up on himself. Become a VTuber. The shame. His ancestors weep. Getting a lot of gold. What did your dad? How did your dad take it when you told him you wanted to be an anime girl? I said I wanted to be an anime girl. I thought the next one was an emote of the fire planet. You guys are not gonna let that go, are you?
Energy flowed around the room. Before the hero, an object of the divine.
When are we having Fire Planet merch? Talking about merch, yesterday I did something that I never do. I actually went into Twitch and I checked out like small streamers, like 1 to 9, and was looking at first game I looked at was Saga Frontier. We played that recently, right? Like, oh, okay, so I'll see who's playing Saga Frontier and see what's up. And like, the biggest one was Japanese, the second biggest one was Japanese. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna watch those. And then the third one was like, kind of like, I don't know, like 6 viewers. And I started watching him, and I like to go through what they're doing. Just curious. And the guy had merch already. He had like 6 viewers. Was she like too bit too deep there, buddy? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but we might want to pull it back a bit. Called ambition, I guess. I mean, he has his merch ready, I suppose. But I feel like, I don't know. You know when you're trying too hard, kind of shows. You want to try just enough. Trying too hard gets kind of desperate. And buy a Fire Planet baseball cap. It was too much. And then I watched a stream of Neo 2. A French stream I watched. French Canadian, or Quebecois. And at first the guy wasn't talking at all. It's like, oh, okay, well I guess I'm gonna leave. It was really good, so I stayed. It was like level 250. Exactly. And no, actually, it was pretty enjoyable. I was surprised. But you know, they had those you know, follows, subs on the screen. Hate seeing that. Also had a bot that asked you, hey, you've been watching for a while, do you want a sub? Yeah, I hate to see it. But the content was fun, so, well, it was interesting. I gave him a follow at the end. And then he saw my channel, was like, oh shit. You're bigger than me. But don't worry about the follows. It's not important. So he gave me a follow. But maybe I should do that more often. Just, like, go watch other people. I never do that. I only watch sometimes Jake when he's not playing really exciting strategy games. Oops. I like the explosive arrow, but it's kind of slow. So Jake, when are we going to see more Mystery of the Druids? What do you mean never? It was excellent. The game is so bad. spend like an hour trying to get a homeless guy dead drunk, only to steal his change. Yeah, that's the problem with old games. Like, they may be fun, but they're really a pain in the ass to get it running. It's not just getting it running is not the issue, it's getting it to capture. And capture well. I think I can summon a chest here. Oh, there we go. That's it. Wow. Amazing. Truly the best ability. Can't you just do a display capture? It doesn't always work. Because display capture is gonna capture in like 320 by 200 or something like that. Most of the time, you're just praying that someone has done a fan patch to get it to widescreen. But old adventure games, I find they're pretty fun to watch. Especially if no one knows like what to do. Everyone's working together. Until someone brings up game facts. I like doing, you know, puzzles where everyone's like, oh, it's so obvious. Why don't you do that? And when you do it, it's not that. And they're like, oh. And then they slink back. And here. You know, I'm liking the bow, but would like a lot more damage, please. That does poison pools, I guess. Bombed. Oh. Right, we got another crystal. Potion. Probably gonna use that because I'm gonna hit like a scrub here. I think the dad hit harder. Not 100% sure, but I think he did. Nothing here. Swung faster. Yeah, that might be it. Wait, what? Do I have 2 skill points? Yes. Yes, I do. Oops. Okay, this gives you less stamina usage. This is more damage. Always more damage.
Love, truly a divine emotion, especially during dark days. Love had motivated this mother to lay down her life for her cub.
Right. Are they not attacking that? Okay. I wish I had a shot that sent me back, you know? Like some kind of power shot.
While love now compelled the young one to try and rouse her from eternal slumber. And it would be love welcoming the new orphan among the Bergsons.
Oh, new ally. Dog. Wolf cub rescue. Lone wolf and cub. Got any crystals? No. There is some healing here. I wonder if there's skills or items that increase the healing that you get. Possibly. Spider. I wonder at the end of the Silk Caverns if we're gonna fight a big spider boss. Probably, right? I thought he was about to spawn spiders there. Okay, we've got a lot of crystals for chests, but not enough chests. Gotta say though, aiming with analog and trying to dodge, not the best. I think this is co-op only on shared screen. Not 100% sure, but it seemed like it. Screw it. Yeah. There's one chest over there that we can go pick up. Health is down to half. Not great. Hopefully there's some healing in the chest. Probably not. Probably going to be cash. What's down here? Healing? No? Okay. Yeah, that would probably work. Though sometimes it's not as oh hey. Not as stable as you would like the stream play together. I know, tried, called again, Death Road to Canada. And it's not as smooth as having
Not
someone
all
nearby.
in the caves were refugees. Some were just traveling merchants stuck in a bind.
why I'm doing electroshocks now, but I'll take it. Got some chain lightning going on. Oh, she's got 2 dodges. Jeez. Oh, jeez.
The strange-looking shopkeep dusted off his clothes, tipped his hat. He invited them to stop by his shop later, promising something for all adventuring needs.
Oh. Nice. What's that? Adrenaline rush. Sure, I guess. That's it? A family trade benefits all other family members as well. If a family member grows in power, so does the entire family. So it is kind of like Legacy of Wizard. We're a bit faster. So how do I get out? Oh, there's another another area. Right over here. How was Moonlighter there, Jake? Looked interesting, but not enough. Oh. Chest. Nothing. It was good for the 12 hours.
All
That's a
8
shame.
eyes studied the one so willing
Spider Boss.
to walk into their own tomb.
Nice looking spider, though. Whoa. I'm gonna die here.
The Bergson began to slip away, wondering if this was death. It was warmer than they expected.
No, you just go back. You go back home. Character is trash. It's time to play as the wolf cub.
They gasped for air as the celestial shard brought them back. A sensation no hero could become accustomed to.
Okay, so you deep dive with other
As
characters.
she heard John and Linda describe their foray, thoughts rushed through Margaret's head. The corruption had amplified the creature's wickedness, and no longer were they part of the harmony of the Rhea. With the new threats looming, Margaret asked Ben to prepare his workshop.
Oh.
He would have to take charge of enhancing the warrior family's weapons and armor.
All right. Well, we got a bunch of gold. Guess that's where it's gonna go.
Although in the safety of the Bergsons' house, the young cub was not yet free from danger. Exhaustion racked the animal's body, its chest heaving for even the smallest of breaths. The family believed several plants found deep in the nearby caves, combined
not gonna play as
together,
the dog yet.
could serve to remedy the situation.
Also he's purple, so he might be something there. The Family Trials game mode unlocked. Okay. Okay.
Uncle Ben reached out to the familiar warmth of the forge.
He was
If they were
preparing
to reach
rice.
the top of Mount Morta, their equipment would need to be of the highest quality.
Okay. Sure. Let's upgrade the armor. More health. Always good. More damage. Yes. More speed. I think more damage in general, always. Book of Rhea. We don't have that unlocked yet. Speed is 200? Really? Codex.
When light faded from the sky and most were fast asleep, Mary would write about her family, immortalizing them for future generations.
Is she a safe point? Alright, going back in. Alright. Back to John. And let's see if we can do some work here. That's a pretty big arc. I wonder if he gets less damage as well. Bing. I'm just gonna walk through, don't mind me. Oh, now it's raining health potions, of course. Oh, there's spikes there. Pretty cheeky. I dodged. The health potion. He definitely gets more health. Or maybe not. So we're about 50 minutes in. What do you guys think about the game? Then I'll give my thoughts after that. Three out of 5. So you're telling me this game just as good as Madden 94? Well, it's a lot easier to get combos with the dad. They all rush you. Gaining a level. So what is this? Shield of Thorns. Hey, kind of like Diablo. That reminds me. Any news on Diablo 2 Remastered? Hey, wait a minute. You can attack like like the Archer with the analog. Apparently it's okay. Any dates? Censored Amazon butt and sorceress's underboob. Yeah, but you don't even see that in the game. Like, the models are so small. Yeah, $40 for a remake though. But I can see people paying for that. Grants a shield. Special edition. Apparently, Elite Dangerous is gonna get another DLC. Cool. I mean, yeah. Once I play the game more. I liked it though. Definitely. If you're looking for a space game, definitely try it. Space exploration game. Looks pretty good. Has Blizzard ever done anybody wrong with the remake? Gotta be worth $40. Man. Remember Warcraft 3? I missed Warcraft 3. They should remake Warcraft 3. They should remake the remake. But I did watch a bit of the alpha for Warcraft, Diablo 2 Reforged. It looks good. They did a good job for the graphics at least. It doesn't look out of place like Reforged. I'd say, like, I don't know if I would get it, like, remastered, Warcraft 2 remastered, Diablo 2 remastered.
Pilgrims,
I've got Warcraft on the mind.
Lost in cavern mazes, are now trapped. Their poor families forever looking forward to a return that will never happen.
Because I feel like I've done everything in Diablo 2.
In front of the hero, an object of divine energies.
All of Pashmalu. The game has evolved past grinding endlessly for runes. Has it though? Has it really? Gotta get my gotcha on the runes. A $5.99 to get a roll on runes. I could see Blizzard doing that. Oh yeah, I could definitely see Blizzard doing that. Don't have charms anymore. What? Charms were the best part. fill your whole inventory.
The halls of Anea, so mesmerizing in their magnificence, were to be found at the end of a long road. And a hero never knows what is awaiting them at the end of a road. Moving is more important than reaching.
Okay, narrator. Sure thing. I wonder if I can block an attack. I think that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, because my attack range is a lot smaller. Skill point. Like, has Path of Exile mastered the Diablo genre? Like, is it the best ARPG? No. Okay. Always online kind of sucks. Okay, I guess. So what would you guys say is the best ARPG then? If Path of Exile isn't. It's Path of Exile too. Elite Dangerous. Yeah, okay. Grim Dawn. I haven't played that. I played another game that was kind of like that. I'm trying to remember its name though. I was not impressed. No, not Titan's Quest. Titan's Quest is like older than Diablo. Diablo 3. I'm trying to remember the name. It was Grim Dark. And they'd had guns. Free delivery. Yes, Victor Vrand. There we go. You got it, boys. You know, that ability is so good. Should upgrade that. Because every time I hear Grim Dawn, I think of Victor Vrand for some reason. It's all Grimdark, that's right. We got a little robot helping us out. Was the item I got earlier. Nope.
The camp lay in ruin. Serene prayers had fallen on deaf ears, leaving a voyage of hope with none at all. The monster's eyes lacked remorse, or even the slightest hint of reason.
Someone's still alive.
No one can always
no.
be there in time. A sad truth that no hero learns easily.
Found an item. Playing ball. Okay. A new ally. Nasty fuck. I've been looking for a decent ARPG to play. Or a decent MMORPG, but that's dangerous. And then people are gonna say, there's no decent MMORPGs. What are you talking about? Have you played City of Heroes? Oh, hey guy.
Welcome, friend, the shopkeep greeted. Don't mind the occasional bloodstain on the merchandise.
Freaking hell, the acoustic guitar. Why are we even in this cave? Good question. Oh, okay. Deal double damage while your health is below 25. That's pretty good. Get some healing, I guess. Let's see if Spider's gonna kill us again. He probably will, because I don't know how to deal with that that drop attack. It was really strong. Like a shield, I guess.
All 8 eyes studied the one so willing to walk into their own tomb.
Okay, dad is a lot better than daughter for this boss. Summon Pashmalu. Oh, we did it!
In anguish as death slowly beckoned to bestow its peace.
Give me the money. Good job, Robos. Robros. Like you see what the wild card is after this?
The Bergson
It's Persona.
The path blocked. The life crystal, as if filled to the brim with life, started to pulse. A way had opened, a step closer to the spirit at the heart of the caves. But before taking that step, caution dictated a return to home to inform the family of the newfound passage.
Hey, we did it. Good job. Found a playing ball. Found a manuscript.
Worried for the missing boy, Ben thought that maybe he should have hidden the daggers better. Margaret, in her wisdom, knew that nothing would have remained hidden from Kevin forever. Now, she only encouraged her son and his daughter to hurry and find him.
Doesn't have that crystal to come back home.
Kevin returned from his saga with barely a scratch, yet he found no appreciation from his family, especially his father. Despite having Linda on his side, his father was still mad at him for endangering himself and worrying them all, including his pregnant mother. His favorite line, asking how he could be so inconsiderate. He wondered whether Uncle Ben would understand his bravery and initiative better. With his heroic act unrecognized, the young boy waited, frustrated, expecting more punishment. What Kevin had not expected was his parents' reaction. Heartened by his courage, his father was going to teach him the ways of battle, and his mother was far from the frail and always worried housewife she had seemed. A Bergson through and through, she gave him her blessing and asked only that he temper his courage with caution.
Oh boy, new character?
Perhaps Uncle Ben was the happiest of them all. Not only had his nephew held his own in combat, but had done so with the weapons he had made for him. Kevin only wished his older brother Mark was there to witness his rise to the family calling.
Always bouncing around. Lay off the sugar, kid.
Defeated, the Spider King had been removed from the path leading to the halls of Aneadiah, although the pestering of greedy goblins might still prove dangerous along the way. Uncle Ben was pointing out possible routes forward, speaking of the troubles pilgrims had run into in the lost trenches.
Okay. So the workshop, we have more health, more damage, more damage. Oh, got something new. Precision. More critical chance. More health, more speed. Oh, and for more mom.
A mother away from her child would cause worry even in the best of times. This was far from the best of times. It had been more than a year since Mark, Mary's eldest son, had gone to live in the monastery deep in the forest. The same forest was now the source of such worrying news.
So he's gonna come back like a super monk.
Drowned in the blood-soaked muck of these trenches, with a path to the halls of Anaidia.
Alright, new level. New character. Evan. Let's try him out. No abilities. Just going in raw. Should be fine, right? Evan is quick and stealthy. With each hit, he stacks frenzy. The more frenzy he has, the quicker his attacks become. Okay. You're pretty slow right now. We've got 3 dodges. Oh boy. Oh boy. They're not paralyzed when they get hit. His attacks are too weak. He is a weak one. Oh. Increased dodge chance. We have Frenzy. Fan of Knives, yes. Give me an ability, please. Like, I don't know how to play this guy. Maybe I just got double hit, run. Or always have your stacks. As long as you have your stacks going, you're actually really fast, so... You know, this makes me think of Diablo. You know that, you know, the elite monsters? Oh, I don't like this character. What's your X ability? That's what it is. Oh.
The further their quest proceeded, the more dangers there were to face. Even the dead had no claim to peace anymore.
No. Alright, let's get one level up. What's this ability? Okay, more crit. So, like, you gotta play with everyone to get the family buffs.
Who could have possessed such a powerful object?
3 boulders fall from the sky. Meteo. We've unlocked Meteo. Let's see. Let's see if it's the ultimate magic. It really is. Oh, the spikes do hurt. Someone wanted to know that. It does. Oh, you do heal. So when you're in super danger, you do heal a bit. That might be because we're on normal DK easy. Okay, so I guess health is really good then, because then you have your
Treasure rested above them, locked behind chance and memory.
oh, not memory.
They needed to place foot upon stone. If silence reigned, they could continue on. But if alarms were to ring, they had to begin anew.
The ultimate magic. Oh, that was cheap as hell. Running around. Okay. Yes. 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 Ooh. That's it. All that for that? Okay. Well, it is what it is. Like there's a gem or something there. Nothing here. No. We're going deeper. That helped. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay. Once I get Meteor back, we should be fine, right? 12 seconds. Now this feels like Diablo. a huge mob running after you. Come on, what was that? Oh. Oh, come on. Because that's the problem. He doesn't stun, so the enemy just whacked me while I was damaging him.
As the conversation turned to the progress of the corruption, Mary was curious to know which village had been attacked this time. However, that worry gave way to panic when Lucy entered. Poor beasts, all slaughtered. Maybe something had infected them. The corruption was on their doorstep now.
No escape.
Goblin bandits had been preying on Aeneadae's pilgrims with unprecedented cruelty. Removing the evil would help those who had taken refuge in the caves. Ben had heard that the goblin siblings' lair was somewhere in the lost trenches. The Bergsons had to deal with those two as soon as they could.
We're going back in. Oh, you can see who's gonna join you. Lucy. Joey. I really shouldn't read. Appen. Wonder who's gonna join us. Kevin. Shield of Thorns or Heaven Strike. Increases the max health of the family. Yeah, that would have been useful. Whoosh, whoosh. See, he stuns them. Clanging on the shield. All right, you want to try me? Dang archers, though. You know, the shield could be really good. It's reflecting damage. Can't reflect arrows though. Makes sense, obviously. That arrow fall. Dang, it's good. Back to the dad crunch. Yes. Well, I wanted to get his level 4 ability. That's why I took him. That's the only reason why, not because he's superior to his son in every single way. Yeah, I gotta say, kind of like this. Not disappointed. You can throw an axe while attacking. Oh! Basically Simon Belmont. I don't want to go home. So why would you want to go home though? I guess you get less gold if you die. Well, the thing with the sword dropping is, like, if there's 20 enemies, it's gonna hit 20 enemies, while the daggers, it's always, like, 8, whatever. So not as good. What is this? We freed whatever this is. Oops. The next 5 receive hits. That's pretty good. The other one is power speed. Evade without limit. Oh. Okay. I love seeing the little axe go off. Alright, what do we have? Nothing here. Oh, did that attack twice? Healing would be nice, though. The octopus cave. The hell is that? Humanoids? Horde of barbarians. Okay. Still have that 3 damage pendant here. So strong. Probably gonna fall off.
In the darkest depths of the caves, further than a weary traveler dares to tread, lay the chamber of a Nea and her god. The first step toward the mountain god.
Ooh. Oh my god. There we go. Man, staying alive. Stunning trap. I got an idea. Oh shoot, I'm gonna die. No way to regain health? Not that I'm aware of. Well, besides being in critical. Then you have that Call of Duty rest up and get your health back. I don't know about this one. Yes, people in the water.
The air vibrated with the pilgrims' chanted prayers. Prayers offered to a deity that perhaps slumbered, unhearing, at the end of their journey. The hero did not know how many of them would survive the coming days.
You guys can give me, I don't know, healing? Healing? Guys? No? Okay. Woof. Jeez. Alright, what's our new abilities here? Increases John's armor. Temporarily rage. I'm invulnerable. I'm all about raging. Oh, we gained some health. Both kind of trashy, but whatever. Oh, even more health. In business now. Oh. That was dangerous. Like, I feel like killing everything is the way to go because you buff your other characters. That was pretty strong, that fire attack. You can walk in, light them up.
generis mushroom was vital to any concoction with the purpose of healing. While naturally poisonous, any skilled brewmaker could extract the important properties without danger.
I ran right into the spike.
Tired of being called shady, he instead adopted the title Mysterious Shopkeep.
Collect some gold. We have pulsating orb. Shoots a missile that grows larger with time and explodes on impact. Okay. Throw an explosive. Okay. Temporarily visible. Short time investment. Now, what I think I'll do is just warp out. We'll go with Storm Globe. Yeah. Oh, we only got 2. Duh. Oh, we'll get some healing then. Oh, boss. When he's got the, Ooh. Increased damage. Decreased movement speed. Ooh. Ow. Let's try out this RB.
There could not have been a more perfect description of this root than its name, Cave Web. Rather bland to the taste, but still edible and full of nutrients.
Ooh. Alright, I'm going mad. Get him, run away. Right, what do we have? More gold. I got an item here. Got some gold here. Hit him with the air. Alright. I mean, I was about to say, I'm careful I won't get hit. I got too cocky there. Oh, I took a chance there. A lot of gold here. Man, they sure love this type of boss, or sub-boss, mini-boss. What is that?
Pelagio the Odd, the feathers upon her head appearing as a crown. If any were to catch her, a desired object would be given. Do not linger.
Oh my god. Got her.
Relishing the chase, she accepted defeat.
My eyes. Oh. Mysterious egg. Excellent. Alright, so, don't know what that's gonna do. Get petrified. Please no. Anything but that. What is this? Ferocious damage do less damage. LB just once before he died. We already did LB, actually. It did actually kept me alive. Okay. Loads of money. What we got here? Another teleport. Probably the boss. Creates a vortex. Okay. Looks lightning damage. Throw an explosive. Yes. It needs the healing, not the damage. I mean, if I kill them, it won't be an issue, right? We're out of, Right, got some healing. Down she goes. The gemstone. Oh.
What strange thing could have dragged Grandmother this far? The will of Rhea will flow in those still obelisks to aid the Guardians. This was the only thing Margaret silently whispered. And the Bergson had to return home in order to understand what had occurred.
Go. Speed up. Speed up. I wonder if I can have 2 obelisks though. Okay, no. I think there's another one down here. Yeah. It might be good for the boss.
The creature that now threatened the hero was a crudely focused inferno of hatred and malice.
I have a bomb.
One raging beast
What?
not enough. Surely 2 were.
They're pulling the old gargoyle. Old gargoyles. No! Didn't have time to regenerate. I didn't LB. Ah! Oh, is that our monk brother?
While painful for a mother to see her son in sickness was still better than missing him for so long, Barry knew that she would make caring for Mark her mission. Mark had to warn them about the dangers approaching. Despite how difficult it was to talk, he started naming the villages that were evacuated, or worse, taken over by the corruption, but soon succumbed to fatigue and fell asleep. Mary recalled hearing of an herbalist in Caldipo Caves that would have the yarrow at hand needed to treat Morta. The Bergsons would once again need to brave the treacherous caves in search of the herbalist.
Whenever Margaret deciphers a tablet, Rhea reveals something new to the Bergsons. They'll be able to strengthen the family.
The mysteries of the world were like open books to the wise, and words from the wise shall benefit man and beast.
This is the efficiency of obelisk effects. Did I miss this one? Increases morve dropped from enemies. This is morve. This is the amount of experience. That would be pretty good. Grants a second divine relic slot. That would be very good. This is the rate in which gemstones are dropped. Unlocks runes for different slots. Runes? Oh, we got a new ability. No, never mind. I guess max health? Oh, not really. More damage. Always more damage.
Always eager to fight, Kevin's new exercise resembled a dance more than a fighting technique. With all the noise he was making with his practicing, the family might have trouble sleeping tonight.
He's good. He's real good. All right, well, I think we're gonna call it there for Children of Morta. It was actually pretty good, surprisingly good. Like a indie-esque, Diablo-esque roguelite. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I can see why people liked it. So with that for now, we're gonna take a small break, and then we'll be right back with some Persona 4. Stay tuned for that.